coming to you live from my OB's office while I wait for her to come in and do a membrane sweep. I'm about to have my fourth baby, and here are a few things that I wish I had known before I had my first. Whether you get induced or your water breaks or you go into labor, you might get to the hospital and your contractions will slow down for whatever reason. You might be in the hospital for a long time, just like waiting on your body to dilate. And that's okay, and that's normal. Show up with a book, show up with movies downloaded, and prepare to chill out. Also prepare for the baby to fly out. You literally have no idea. Okay, after you push the baby out, you aren't quite done. You then have to deliver the placenta. This is no big deal. The doctor kind of helps you deliver it, but you like have this wet, squiggly, bloody baby on you, and they're like, okay, push. And you're like, what? You have to deliver the placenta still. So after the labor contractions end, you then have these contractions to shrink your uterus back down. So right now your uterus is like the size of a watermelon, and it has to get back to like, I don't know, this big or something. Your body contracts again to get those small. It happens a lot while you're breastfeeding. They can be really painful, and I had no idea that was coming. It also seemed to become more painful with each baby. Also, the nurses will like push down on your uterus to help get all that excess blood and stuff out of you. And it can be kind of painful, but they're doing their jobs. Many hospitals will really push breastfeeding on you in a way that I don't think is totally fair or right to the mom. And this is coming from somebody who has breastfed 3 babies, thinks breastfeeding is awesome. So just know that there are other options. Breastfeeding is awesome, but it's not always the best for the mom's mental health, and the mom's mental health is always better than a breastfed baby, in my opinion. On that note, I did not know how all-consuming breastfeeding would be. I kind of was like, all right, baby's out, like I've got my body back to myself, and that's not true. This is an example of an outfit that you could not wear if you were breastfeeding your baby. There's no access to your boob, so like your wardrobe has to completely change. You're tethered to the baby at all times. Even if somebody else gives the baby a bottle so you can relax, your boobs are still making milk. To pump it out. Even if somebody else feeds the baby, you still gotta get rid of the milk in your boobs. It's a lot. No one told me just how bad postpartum poops are. They're really hard. You've just pushed a baby out of your vagina. Needless to say, it's a little tender down there. So they give you stool softener at the hospital to keep them soft. That is not enough, in my opinion. I take global oxy powder for a month now, postpartum, having experienced some horrible things. So my poop is basically liquid for a month until my vagina heals. And that's how I like it. No one told me that my bladder might be really jacked up. After I had my first baby, I couldn't control my bladder at all for a week, and I was terrified. I was like imagining living life in diapers. I was really, really freaked out by that. So if your bladder is taking some time to bounce back, that's okay. Put on your diapers. It just needs time to heal. If it's not better in a couple of weeks, then talk to your doctor. No one told me like how many forms postpartum depression and anxiety can take. I always thought of it as like, I hate this baby, I don't want this baby. I thought that's what postpartum depression was. No, so many other things. It can be staying up all night watching your baby sleep because you're afraid it's gonna stop breathing. It could be not wanting anyone else to hold the baby. Basically, if you don't feel like yourself after a couple of weeks, talk to your doctor. Make sure your partner knows. Make sure your friends know. You don't have to feel bad forever. So many of my friends and family have gone on just short-term medication to help them get through the postpartum period and balance those hormones, and that is such a great option. Okay, put in the comments, what do you wish you had known before you had your first baby? Oh, I want to add one from the car. Based on the number of friends, acquaintances, people in the world who end up having emergency C-sections, I think every single woman who goes into the hospital thinking they're going to have a vaginal birth should be fully prepared for a C-section and know what that is, know what that recovery looks like. If it happens, which is totally fine and cool, they know what to expect, they know what they're going through, and it's not as terrifying of an experience. I'm editing this video and there's like so much more to talk about. Hemorrhoids, when you push for that long, you can end up with hemorrhoids. They're like little things in your butt and they hurt really bad. And they take a while to go away. The doctors, the nurses will tell you what to do, but like, who knew? Also, just in general, like how jacked up your vagina is. I knew that like birth hurt really bad, and this might make me sound really stupid, but like I didn't know how long it would take for everything to feel normal and not tender and swollen and painful. Not everyone has that, but I sure do. I just want to finish by saying giving birth is so cool, so special, so incredible, but it's also super intense. So I just wish I had known some more of these things.